Before filming this, I had the hiccups, but then I opened my CAD model and they magically went away. It must be very scary. There are a few errors that I've made, and I think I can go back in the version history to show you them. One of these was this sketch right here. It's a little bit sketchy if you ask me. You'll notice it's yellow because I referenced something and then deleted it. So it kind of has to go off of what it says it is. Also, this line is supposed to go through this right here, but when I moved things around, everything messed up. This is a previous version when the ribs were a lot thicker. You'll notice that this profile and this piece of wood right here kind of merged together. It's a little funky. That's obviously hard to do in real life, so I fixed that and it should be good to go. And you'll also notice I misplaced some things because a lot of my lines I didn't constrain to the origin. I constrained to a pretty close point that I thought was the origin. So that's one of the mistakes I made. Just make sure you're going off of the origin or off of a set point you know. For me, once I start referencing things and then referencing the references of the references, it goes down way fast. Another thing was that, this cut right here, I only cut half of it, so it would look like it was only an 1/8 inch. Basically picked a point in the middle instead of these, and that was because my sketches were all not aligned very well. So you can avoid this. Version 56, let's go. Since I offset these, from here to here is 2.25 inches roughly. But something I didn't consider is that from here to here is less than an inch. If you watched my plywood tests last time, you'll know that 1 inch isn't very strong. So I think we'll have to go into this and just update the offset just a little bit. Who made this equation? They should be fired. Oh, that's me. So the old equation was 1.5 times string thick plus sheath ply, so it would be basically this much for the sheathing, plus enough for the stringer thickness, plus half of the stringer thickness. But let's make that 2 times string thick. This will leave another 1.5 inches instead of less than 1. It is a little bit thicker, it's going to use more wood, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Remember, it's a lot easier to subtract wood than add wood. At least that's what I've been told. So yeah, Fusion has to do a lot of calculations because everything we just told it to do is basically a lie. So you'll notice that this profile right here is a lot thicker now, and we'll do the same with the last profile. We just really don't want this to be a point where it snaps, and even worse would be a point where I break it, because that would make me feel stupid. The reference design changed, so once we link it, it'll get a lot thicker. Yeah, we have this front profile. It doesn't have a notch on the bottom, which is good. And then we have all of these too. So I'm gonna export and print these two. If you want, you can follow along with the project. The GitHub is in the description below. You can just press the code and then download zip file to download all of the files. I have the shell assembly I made right here, and I also have the complete assembly. If I go over to the drawing it corresponds to over here, you'll notice the first profile, since I redid it, is all good to go, but later profiles are awful. Hideous. So first profile, good. Second one, not so good. So you just have to re-hide the corresponding bodies. When we relinked everything, things went a little crazy. They relinked and then it re-put in the structure over here. I don't want to see any of the ribs. I only want to see these little profiles right here. Only one of these has correct views, so we can go ahead and change the view for this one. This one we want from, I believe, the top. For a lot of these, I need to rotate them either 270 degrees or 90 degrees. This is fantastic. I think these are all in order, and I do want to make sure that these are named properly. That'd be a little embarrassing if they weren't. I think we just saved one piece of paper. This is now revision B. Another thing I wanted to do was make these 1.5 inches, at least for a test. Since this is all parametric, if I go over here, I can set the string thickness to 1.5 inches. The model will go crazy, it'll ask me to redo everything, and it might even ruin it a little bit, but we can go back and fix anything we need to. Ooh-wee, and if we save this, we'll see that the drawings will update as well. Part of me is wondering if 1.5 inches is too thin. Part of me says no, part of me says like, heck yeah. Plywood is expensive, so doing this once skinny would be theoretically cheaper. But what's even more expensive than plywood is buying plywood twice. So I want to make sure I'm not ruining my future. Statistically speaking, less than 100% of you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. And I cry myself to sleep every night because of it. So if you're interested in this project and want to follow along, feel free to smash the subscribe button or just gently tap it and turn on the notification bell, because that's how you know that new videos pop up if you're new to the YouTube thing. I'd also like to take this time to say thank you to my Patreon supporter David and everyone else who's been helping with the project, especially Carl's awesome work with the model. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next Cessna 172 Tuesday, have a fantabulous rest of your week.